If the sine of x equals 0.6, cos x equals 0.8, and x is in the first quadrant, which means it's an acute angle, find the sine of 3 pi take away x. First thing is your cast diagram. Now I can skip a lot of things by just drawing my cast. So if I have 0, and I go to pi, 2 pi, and now I go around again. So I start here, I go 0 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi. Okay, so pi and 3 pi is the same spot. And I say 3 pi minus x. Now remember, this is going back into the negative direction. This will be 3 pi plus x, this will be 3 pi minus x. So 3 pi minus x, and x is in the first quadrant, which means it's acute angle, then it will be in there. Okay, so if I have my cast, 3 pi minus x is just going to end up in our second quadrant. So I'm going to say this is exactly the same. Because I drew this, and you can actually do this. Go from there to there to there to show that it's actually 1.5. So it's from 0, one rotation, and then another some rotation. I'm ending up in my second quadrant. In my second quadrant, sine is positive, so it's going to be plus. I'm working for my x-axis, which is the sine of my reference angle, which is x. So the sine of 3 pi minus x is exactly the same value as the sine of x. And what is the sine of x? Well, they said the sine of x is 0.6. So my answer is 0.6. Let's see if I can stuck in B over here. Okay. I'm going to say the cos of 4 pi plus x. I'm going to start with my cast. I might have to move a bit. So it's going to be 0, then it's going to be pi, then it's going to be 2 pi, right? Then I'm going to go to 3 pi, and then I'm going to go to 4 pi. Right, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to go around, that's 2 pi, and that's 4 pi. And then I'm going to say plus x, which means it's going to be plus x in that direction. So it's going to lie in my first quadrant. Still my cast diagram though. Okay, so in my first quadrant, so 4 pi plus x is just going to end up in my first quadrant. In my first quadrant, everything is positive, so it will be plus. I'm working from my x-axis, so it will be the cos of my reference angle x. Now I keep on saying I'm working from my x-axis. Later on we're going to work from our y-axis, and then we're going to use co-functions. And that's why I keep on saying working from my x-axis, so cos stays cos. What is cos x? Well, cos x is 0.8 according to them, so that's going to be 0.8.